Good afternoon, everybody. Jim Williams, Amadeus, will be with us in a minute. Sean Miller is on assignment. What an amazing, amazing day of soccer. We have Brazil getting exited in, penalty kicks by Croatia. At the very moment as we speak, we have Argentina, who was up by 2 goals, tied by the Netherlands, and it looks like they're going to go into extra time. So it's just quality soccer, quality work on all 4 sides from all 4 teams that are in the tournament at this point. So, we're talking about some fun stuff here. The goal was just scored by the Dutch was an amazing set piece. He set it up to make it look like they're going to go over the wall, but didn't. They went through the wall with a soft touch, and then right off of that, put it in the back of the net. Incredible, incredible stuff. And, we're watching some of the top players on the planet. And earlier today, as we said, Croatia got by Brazil. Neymar did score, but when it came down to penalty kicks, he couldn't. And so that was a problem. And once again, Croatia gets through, makes another semifinal, doing it their way, which is as best they can. They want to get you into that PK situation, and then you're doomed. So, we had 2 of the biggest stars on the planet, Neymar and Messi, score goals today. And it's just a good day of soccer so far all around. And, we welcome your questions. We welcome you. We got a little bit of a watch party here because we can watch the end together. And it's going to be crazy as we get going here in that final to see how it plays out. I mean, it's we have 2 15-minute periods coming up. And they're just showing Amsterdam, and the place is going crazy. It's after midnight, and it's just on a Friday night. You can imagine what kind of crazy it's been, both in Argentina, as well as in the Netherlands. So crazy day, outrageous soccer, and we're just lucky to be able to see it. And as I said, we've got a watch party here. We can watch the final bit together. And, it is not often that the Samba boys lose, but they had a problem today, and they didn't quite get there. So we have Messi and Argentina, and we have the Dutch getting ready to play extra time. And we'll see. We get 2 15-minute periods. So basically, we've got a half an hour or so of soccer left to go. We'll see how it plays out. And as I said before, you're here to watch it with us. Amadeus will be with us in just a minute. Again, 2-2 full-time, Netherlands, Argentina. In case you want to know or didn't know what happened, let's take a quick one. The Netherlands, basically what happened is there was 2 quick scores by Argentina. Messi and Paredes scored to put Argentina up 2-0. And then Weghorst scored again, and that's where we are right now. So it's 2-2, in extra time. And the Clockwork Orange is working, and we'll get Amadeus in here with us. And Amadeus, my friend, welcome to the watch party.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was watching that extra time, and I couldn't even believe they tied it.
Was that an amazing set piece or what?
Oh, I was even saying it because they had one earlier that was right from that spot. And I was saying, don't shoot it. You guys hit it right at the wall last time. You need like a little through ball in. And it's like they read my mind. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. My futures bet is like alive from the dead.
And that was such a well executed play. I mean, that was just the entire Argentine team were standing there going, "What the hell? Where to go?" And it just rolled. I mean, you couldn't have rolled it. It's like you if you were taking a ball to roll it to a little 5 or 6-year-old, right? I mean, that's about the pace that you would hit it. And all of a sudden, the keeper's like, "Where I went?" We went 5-hole, as we say in hockey. He went right between the legs, and he's looking up, going, "Uh-oh." They're in the back of the net, and now they're going to play extra time.
And you know what? We talked about this on Wednesday when I was on the show with you. I mentioned, man, the Argentina defense, they've shown some flaws. They sit back when they have the lead. They almost blew it against Australia. And what happens here? 2-0 lead with 10 minutes to go. Evaporates.
And then this morning, the Samba boys take a pill, and they're gone. They're on the plane back to Buenos Aires, and that, again, Croatia draws up another let's draw and then beat you in penalty kicks, and Neymar got stoned in the penalty kick.
Yeah, you know what? He got stoned a few times in that game. That keeper was unbelievable. Lovakovic, I believe his name is. Oh, he made some big saves there. But you know what? Like, I'm disappointed because I was on Brazil today. Yeah. But I was also happy at the same time because I was like, oh, my Netherlands bet looks much better now if they don't have to get through Brazil, if they get through Argentina. But then they played Argentina. I was like, oh, man, definitely dead in the water. But now anything can happen, man. This Netherlands team, if they get past this match.
Well, we've got 2 extra times to play. And then, they may end up finishing this in our little watch party here with us in PKs. Hey, Myron, how you doing, buddy? He says Myron's another Netherlands fan. Yeah. Hey, Myron, we'd love to have you there, buddy. How are you? Good to see you.
We're all for Netherlands today. It's a Netherlands watch party.
It's a Clockwork Orange watch party at the moment.
Yeah, but you know what? I thought the
welcome,
ref
is being
very nice to Argentina. There was a few times, like, I think it should have been a red card when he kicked it into the bench. Yeah. That was disgraceful. Like, I get he didn't hit anybody, but he hit a chair and he kicked it really hard. Like, he could have easily hurt somebody if somebody was sitting in that chair.
Well, the other part of it too, which is not for nothing, is earlier in play, it was in group play, they gave a conduct penalty for I forget who the player was, but we are Myron, and I hope you're doing well as well. And so you can get those kind of penalties. Oh man, the Dutch are running Argentina ragged right now. I'm a little surprised, and maybe you're not, I don't know, but I'm a little surprised that Messi's still on the pitch.
Oh, because, they don't treat him, I guess, how Portugal treats Ronaldo. Messi's their guy. He's so beloved. He doesn't come off unless he says he wants to come off.
Yeah, they're going to have to drag him off, I guess.
Yeah, plus if they take him off, then he can't take a penalty kick, I guess. And
that's true too. So okay, they'll put up with the they'll say, okay.
Hey, Croatia let Modric play for 120 minutes. Like, that guy should not be running 120 minutes.
Well, we got 2 10-minute periods here. And that's there was an attempt made by Argentina, but they airmailed it. So we can't actually do play-by-play. So what we're gonna do is a little bit of description if there's anything going on right now. For those of you who are not watching or can't watch, Argentina is pushing forward, but and they're playing to the goal which just in regular time is the goal that the Netherlands scored their tying goal with, which they did so with very little time. Foxy, how are you, brother? Foxy's in the house. Thank God for Weghorst.
Man, I had them plus the half too, Foxy. I know how you feel. I cashed the bet on that last second goal.
Well done, Foxy. You and Myron are in the house. Everybody's having a good time. We're having a watch party. And Foxy, all 4 teams today are awful, though. The winner comes through from the other side. Foxy, we can't argue that point. But then again, we need to see what the other, what transpires tomorrow. You never know. If this crazy happens today, they can have just as crazy tomorrow. So right now, everybody's kind of just feeling each other out, or frankly, just trying to get their win back. It looks from this standpoint, as I said, we can't do play by play, but it looks like the entire country of the Netherlands is on the offside of the pitch, waiting to make sure that there's no way Argentina gets through. But I guess they're thinking counterattack or something like that. What about this morning, the early game? There were a number of times when they, Brazil could have put that thing away, but they kind of let Croatia stay in it.
Yeah, they had many chances to score goals, I thought, especially in the second half. Like, they did not look good at all in the first half. I don't know what team that was that came out to play, but Croatia was all over them. They looked a lot better in the second half. They started to really, right from the 46th minute, they had that big chance, the cross in right away, and then they were dominant the rest of that half. But yeah, like you said, they just let Croatia stay in it. They couldn't finish their chances, and Croatia got exactly what they wanted. They dragged it out to a penalties, which they knew was the only way they could win that match, and they did it. And personally, I just think it's a lame way to play. It's a lame style of play. I did not enjoy watching it because Croatia didn't come in to win the match. They literally came for the draw and the penalties.
Well, there was a time for, I believe, maybe 4 World Cups in a row where there were a couple of, European teams. Chief among them was the Italian team. That used to play that way.
We have fallen far since then.
It used to be that way, and then all of a sudden, they would go back. Fox's Roman is to blame. His in-game management in extra time cost him. It's that simple.
Well, he stepped down right after the match.
Yeah, well, I guess it would have been difficult to step down during the match, but
yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's out. Wonder if they gave him a plane ticket home, or if he's going to have to. It's one of those kind of things. Right now, we're in the we're still in extra time, and we're at 98 minutes of extra time. So we're coming very close soon enough here that we're going to be starting the second phase of extra time. But the thing that's this is the second consecutive World Cup where Brazil has disappointed. It's hard to argue that they don't have the most talented team on the planet with the depth that they have. Certainly one of the top 3 or 4 teams on the planet. And to go home after, allowing, basically that's what happened. They allowed Croatia to play Croatia's game. And you would have thought that that was, the one thing that they would know not to do.
Yeah, and they even had the lead with 5 minutes to go, and they pulled the Philadelphia Union, and they let Croatia score on the on one stupid counter the other way.
Right.
And I totally agree. Maybe 4 years ago, this Brazil squad wasn't the same. It was on the old side, but all those players are gone. The amount of talent and squad depth they had this year, there's no excuses. They should not have lost at all. They should have beat Croatia in the 90 minutes, let alone just getting by them. So no excuses for Brazil. It was extremely disappointing, and I think that's why Chiche had to step down. You need somebody else who's going to utilize the talent well, because that was a team that could have easily went all the way and beaten anybody in the tournament.
Well, and you had Neymar wasn't even playing the 9. I mean, so you're like, what? This is crazy. We've hit the 100-minute mark, so we're getting closer to starting in a couple of. There's a set piece coming up here for Argentina, and the set piece is about. It's a free kick, so it's about estimating 40, 45 yards away from the net, so it's not close. And there's no bend it like Beckham on the Argentinian side, so there's that. Just a quick change of the subject while we're watching the watch parties. Ball goes out of touch. Full marks to your boy Baker Mayfield.
Our boy Baker Mayfield. I knew you were gonna mention him.
Things got a little wacky there early on because he, was walking around. He was the only player that I saw out there on the field that had a "Hello, my name is" tag on it. So he got everybody crazy. And if England beats France, are they the favorites to win it all? That's a good question. I would say whoever wins that game, personally, from my standpoint, and we'll get Amadeus' thoughts in a moment. Myron, I would think that whomever wins that game between England and France has to be the favorites. Now, whether that means they win, that's yet to be seen. But I would have to think that they would be the favorites. So whoever wins that match tomorrow afternoon, either England or France, I'm going to say, that they're going to be the favorites to win it all. Amadeus, your thoughts?
Well, coming into today, the favorite was Brazil, and then France was the second at plus 400. So if both of those teams are out, then I wouldn't say England is the favorite, because they were tied with Portugal and Argentina at plus 600. So with all three of those teams still left in, it very well could go either way. I mean, those are all some good quality teams there, so it's tough to say. But maybe Argentina won't be in it. We won't really know yet. My team throws on me, so I have no idea what's going on.
Well, I'm just thinking that the betting favorite for that would probably be whomever wins that game. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, most likely
England or France. And Myron Baker, Myron, sometimes in football, buddy, you take advantage of the breaks that you get, and you still have to execute. So I think it was a lot of it was fun to see him accomplish what he did, and Lord knows what's going to happen next time they play, but at least for one game, he pulled it out of the fire for them.
You know what? Kyler Murray be damned. I might have to throw out all my Cardinals merchandise and become a Rams fan. Move from team to team in the division, because Baker's my boy. He won the locker room with that performance last night. There's no doubt about it. Anything that any of those guys had thought about him just from the noise coming out of Cleveland and Carolina, it's all wiped away. He's got a fresh slate there. He won them all over with that performance.
Well, and given the fact that he and Sean McVay had, for all intents and purposes, no more than, I think they were talking last night, Al Michaels said that they had about 5 or 6 hours of conversation. They could go over stuff together. So he was like in page 7 of the playbook, from that standpoint.
Yeah, they gave it to him on the plane, so it was like, there you go. The flight is on its way. Here's the playbook.
Just keep reading. Yeah. And he's lucky because, to be honest and fair, anything that will get you out of Cleveland and Carolina is a good thing. Those are two franchises that are not going in the right direction. And you know what? There's Stafford. There's no guarantee that Matt Stafford's going to come back in any, in shape to play football in 2023. So you don't know, but it's quite possible that Baker Mayfield is not just the interim quarterback, but he's a free agent at the end of the season. I think if he can, if he can push them, they're not going to make the playoffs, but if he can get the Rams into a reasonable, maybe win the last maybe 4 of their last 6 games or something like that, it's quite possible that we're now, by the way, folks, still 2-2, and we're starting the final session here about to play. Both sides are taking some liquid and getting ready to play. But back to what we were talking about, Baker could make himself a very attractive free agent when this thing is over. And the Rams, by the way they signed him to, the contract they signed him to, they can't franchise him. So there's that. Myron, I used to not like Brady. Now I liked him. Myron, theory of the case here on Tom Brady. When he was in New England, it was very difficult for him to be a likable person, in large part because the way the Patriots were set up, it was Bill Belichick talked, and anybody else who talked, it was kind of like not seen as the wise thing to do. So because you didn't want to get in Bill's doghouse. Plus, the media in Boston they're ruthless. Okay, they are absolutely ruthless. When he came to Tampa, he was playing with house money. The fans were there to see him. Hell, the media were in awe of him. It was almost like they were standing there going, "I can't believe I'm in the same room with Tom Brady, let alone asking him questions." So yeah, I mean, you find out that the guy actually has a personality. Who knew, right? He's a guy who is pretty good, to watch. 7 Super Bowls, Super Bowl victories, 10 Super Bowls he was in. That's a stat that I seriously, we always say, well, there's statistics is never ever going to be broken. Well, I'm pretty sure that was going to be tough to beat. Let's see what we got here from Myron. Whoa, the Super Bowl, buddy. That's a ways away. I would not sleep on Kansas City on the AFC. I mean, until somebody beats them over there, I don't know. I do think Kansas City's going to be tough. On the NFC side, wow. I mean, the Eagles seem to be playing well. I don't know if they've got what it takes to get there, but right now, Myron, I would say I'll go that route. I'll say Eagles and I'll say Kansas City. And if I had to say, the irony of that would be that Andy Reid might, if that were the case, Andy Reid would have the opportunity to beat the franchise that gave up on it. And by the way, just for the sake of argument there, Myron, they've had 4 head coaches since they gave up on Andy Reid. So there you go. Not necessarily the wisest thing they ever did. But Andy's a good guy. And, whoa, great save. Great save by...
I'll be back in 1 sec. I just got to fix my TV. It's frozen on the 100th minute for some reason.
Okay, well, Amadeus has some technical work to do. He'll be back in just a second.
Yeah.
Byron, who do you think's going to be in the Super Bowl? And Foxy, who do you guys think's going to make it? Hi, I was off for promotion to your channel. Viewers and followers, chatbots, the price is lower than any other competitor. It is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on, incredibly flexible, immediate offer man panel. Everything in your hands. Turn it on, turn it off. Customize, go. The promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, chatbots. The price is lower than any other competitor. Well, thank you very much for your information. You may try it. You never know. So anyway, uh, so who do you? Let's see what you're talking about here, Myron. I got it right there. You know, oh, man, you're right there, buddy. I was, I to your point, I forgot about the 49ers for a minute. Kyle Shanahan is a very underrated coach. And I do think that it's quite possible that the 49ers could make it. Yeah, that's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick at all. Yeah, it would be Mahomes who would. Again, I mean, he's like watching a video game. He's sick. You can't go wrong watching him. But on any given Sunday, as the old saying goes, right? You never know. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, a little watch party, Argentina and Netherlands tied at 2. We're in the 108th minute, and both sides are continuing to. I'll tell you what, Amadeus, you watched up to the 100th minute before your television froze, but now it's back. To their credit, both sides here are not just kicking the ball back and forth, playing to get to penalty kicks. Both sides are pushing forward and trying to score a goal and hopefully end it at the end of 120.
Yeah, and I think that's what happens when these teams see what happened to Spain and Morocco beating them out, what happened with Brazil today and Croatia beating them out. Like once you get to penalties, anything can happen.
Right. And right, given what we've seen thus far, I would say if I had to give advantage, I'd say advantage keeper would be the Dutch team. He's made some amazing plays. And the Argentine keeper has to be a little freaked out because he just got beat, with about 90 seconds left in time where they would have, walked away with a win.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a little shaky. I think the entire Argentina team's got to be a bit shaken up right now, and those nerves might come into play in the penalties when it matters most. Plus, the Argentinians are more. And you've mentioned this before, the Netherlands are a lot more tactical. The Argentinians are more finessey. I feel like you'll get a few of them that'll take the baby steps walking up to the penalty kick or try to get all fancy and cute. And I hate that. Just power it in the back of the net. If you pick a corner and hit it hard enough, even if the goalie gets a hand on it, he might not save it.
Well, Sean brought up a point which, I agree with him. When you get to penalty kicks, if you're a good penalty kick, if you can take a kick, right? If you can kick, you can tell the keeper where you're going to shoot it, and they still can't stop it. Because again, you've got the power on your side. Now it's a little tougher if you strike the ball, on the ground and keep it low. It's a little harder to stop that. But I mean, I'm sorry, your chances are better on stopping that. But if you go corner, if you're capable of going to the corner, that's a tough ball to knock away. And so I don't know. It's it could be crazy, but there's another yellow card being given out.
Yep, Argentina can't. That's that discipline you were talking about. The Netherlands, I thought, have kept their cool. The only real yellow cards they're getting is because Argentina's been very rough in this game.
Well, there's that, and then there's also the fact that Argentina is playing a bit panicked. I don't know why, but they're because that was a play that was purely. It didn't need to be played. He didn't need to do that. I mean, he literally, he climbed up the back of the guy, and it's like, dude, the guy's 6'4" or 5. You're not, Basketball 101 is going to tell you, don't try that. Don't go over the guy's back. You're going to get called. and they were looking. The Dutch were looking for another. Either handball. I think it's a handball. No, yeah, they were looking for a handball. It looked like it might have been a handball, but it was in. It just accidentally bounced up and hit the guy. It had nothing to do with what's going on. From a standpoint of coaching right now, as you get closer and closer to the potential of penalty kicks, the Dutch just subbed. Do you think they subbed in somebody that they feel strongly is a good penalty kicker, or what?
I don't know, because they took Cody Gakpo off for Lang.
Yeah, that's a good
So
point.
I don't know why they would want to take Gakpo off. It seems like maybe they're just trying to get to penalties now, just trying to withstand the last little bit of this one. Ooh, that was a close one.
Yeah, they've had a couple of close ones. Now both sides are slowing down a little bit.
Yeah.
They're gassed, but it's. I mean, they're both very, very talented teams. It's it's hard for me to sit here and not do play-by-play, but we definitely don't want to get ourselves in trouble there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. Let's do a quick run around the because right now nothing's going on. The moment something happens, folks, we will tell you so. Ravens Steelers game on Sunday. This game will be played in Pittsburgh. The Steelers are 5-7. The Ravens are 8-4. The Ravens are in first place in the AFC North. But they've always had trouble playing in Pittsburgh, and they'll be playing without the benefit of Lamar Jackson. Thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I believe they announced it's going to be Caleb Huntley who's starting in that one. So
yeah, he played a lot for Jackson last year.
Yeah, so I think the Ravens have had a lot of trouble with this Steelers team, and obviously the Steelers are at home. You've mentioned before Tomlin's on the verge of facing maybe possibly his first losing season. The Steelers defense is getting a lot healthier. I think I know.
Let's see. We don't know. Did that go in? Let's see if it went on the roof or the. Oh, go went on the top. Sorry.
No worries.
Argentina almost scored, but it landed. The way it was shot from where we could see it, it looked like it might have gone inside the up, but it went on the top, went over the top bar and almost and landed on the top of the goal. So that was one of those holy mackerel shots. But continue.
They're really starting to get some pressure now, Argentina. But I think I would have to side with the Steelers here. I think you're going to probably see the Ravens start to go a bit downhill, obviously without Lamar Jackson. But I think also, the Bengals are starting to emerge. They have the same record right now, but they're in the wild card spot. I think the Bengals might be looking. They did this exact same thing last season. They started off not great. Nobody really talked about them.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they started to get hot near the end of the season. And now, they just beat the Chiefs. They've been on like a 5-6 game winning streak.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're gaining steam. And I think the Bengals, I think they might come back to win this division against the Ravens. The same thing happened to the Ravens last year. Obviously, it was a different story. It was more of an illness going around the team, but they started losing players late in the season, and that was when it really all went downhill for them. So I would say the Steelers, and obviously Vegas agrees.
There's a lot of games to not watch, but there's a couple that are interesting. One, the Eagles and the Giants. If Big Blue is going to have any help of catching Philadelphia, which I don't think they will or can. If the Eagles travel 90 miles up the 95 to play in the Meadowlands against the Giants, and then a little further upstate in the great state of New York, the Jets are on the road against the Bills, and this is kind of a must-win game for the Jets if they want to keep any thoughts of being, in any postseason playoffs. They can't afford to lose much more. So those are a couple of good games. Philly against the Giants, and then the other New York team, the Jets, playing the upstate New York team, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I love me some Mike White. I got to say that much at least. I do love me some Mike White, and 10's a pretty large number. Obviously, it's in Buffalo, but we've seen Buffalo not perform very well against the division this season already.
Yeah, but there's a difference. They're in Orchard Park, and that does, not for nothing. That does change the dynamic of how the team plays when they're playing at home.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
supposed
when
to be
people are
cold.
slamming on tables.
Shot on goal by the Dutch was not struck as hard as I think the guy thought he was going to do. And so the other thing, folks, I can't even tell you the names of the players because that technically would be me doing play-by-play. So if I'm saying some guy, it's not because I don't know who it is. It's just because I can't tell you, or they'd have to kill me. It's the 119th minute is about to strike as we get closer and closer to this thing ending in the same way as the morning shift did. You got to think, if you are fans of either of these teams and you're here at the stadium, that you're just gutted at this point. You're just like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, please don't, please.
Oh yeah, I see like these fans in the stands, and you got the ones that are like decked out, screaming their heads off, banging the drums, and I'm looking at you going, how can you be doing that? And then they show the other fans who have their heart in their throat, hands covering their face, and I'm like, that's a real fan.
That's the guy. Yeah. There's a penalty. I'm sorry, not a penalty kick. There's a corner kick. Argentina's taking it right now. We got to believe that this game could go at any moment. Could go to it was actually they got another corner kick because the keeper for the Dutch jumped up and basically knocked the ball out. And another fine play by the goalkeeper and another corner kick. 1 minute of extra time.
Looks like we might be getting penalties here.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought that I said he hit it. He didn't actually. It struck the post. So, they're showing the Argentine fans at this point, and I don't see a lot of people there who are face painted and they're pretty just kind of hanging tight at this point.
Yeah,
so
Messi's last kick at the can.
Yeah, this is literally, we've hit the 120th minute, and we supposedly it's an extra minute at this point. If that is true, we're in the final 30 seconds of the game. And it looks like it is. So it's over, boys and girls, for that part of it. So now we can actually say what happens after it happens. Not while it happens, but after it happens. So Netherlands 2, Argentina 2, and we're about to go into extras. Meanwhile, let's hit on a couple of quick couple more football games. Late game, Buccaneers are in San Francisco to play the aforementioned 49ers. This is one of those things where if Brady and the Bucs are going to get their act together, they're going to have to do it with a win out in San Francisco. Not easy. San Francisco has a very good defense. The Bucs have a very good defense. This might be a good day to take the under because the Buccaneers are averaging, I believe, around 20 points a game. the 49ers a little better than that, but then again, they don't have their first string quarterback. So, you know, we'll have to see how that plays out.
It's like you read my mind with this one. I know the total's 37, but, you know, Brock Purdy is going to be starting for the 49ers. Now, and then you got, obviously, Brady and the Bucks. Their offense has not been good. It seems like they've only been able to score on the 2-minute drives when they need to come back with 2 minutes left in the game. So, yeah, two good defenses. I could definitely see this one being another like 16-9 something.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if either defense ended up with a score.
Yeah, probably more than the offenses.
There's Myron's. Let's go Steelers. Sweet Lou, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Messi just missed. Uh-oh. There you go. Evidently, he's Sweet Lou. Your TV's ahead of mine, so Messi just missed, huh? Nope.
No, I think that's for the. I think he meant in the game.
In regular.
Yeah, he had a chance. I think.
Yeah,
that
he
just
did. Yeah,
by the post.
Because they're just now getting the rules being told to them by. Yeah, my God, the keeper for
well.
The keeper for the Dutch 7'2". I mean, he looks like a power forward in the NBA.
Yeah, you know, who is that? Virgil?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tall. He's real. He's good though. You know, he gets it.
Who does he play for?
He plays for Liverpool. Yeah. So, the orange.
He and Messi are talking something over with the official.
Oh yeah.
Virgil picked the. Well, they're doing it again. So I'm not quite sure what caused that, but yeah, going to do it again. They're going to go down to the far end, which this should not surprise anybody. They're going to the end where there is not an Argentinian contingent. So, where we got here from that was earlier in the second overtime. You're right. I did see that. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the game that we're watching right this very second. But hang on tight, boys and girls. It's about to get real here. You know, the Dutch will take the first shot. And the Dutch missed the first shot. It was blocked by the keeper. So it's penalty kicks, and the Dutch. It was a low ball, and the keeper was able to dive. I'm not actually sure that would have went in even if he didn't hit it. So now, without any further ado, it's the man, the legend, is going to take his shot. We'll see what goes. Drama here. He got it.
Disappointing. This is not going well.
He kicked it like me. I mean, he basically walked up and just decided, you know what? Why don't I just put a little thing on it? And he's so good with pace, you know? Proving you do not have to kick the ball at 100 miles an hour to get it by somebody.
Yep. It was just a little soft one into the net.
Yeah, let me just roll it in while you stand there and watch it. Blocked again.
Yep, the Dutch are losing today.
what they need is, there's 85,000 people there. What they need today is, right now, is a block.
Yep, they need a save.
They need a save. Man, I'll tell you what, Martinez, the keeper, he's very athletic.
Yep, they have so many. They have like a few Martinez.
That's true. That's like saying, for the U.S., you're playing with Smith.
Yeah, they got Lisandro Martinez. They got Lautaro Martinez.
Let's see how he goes. And we got it.
Yep, the Dutch are pretty much done.
They're cooking right now. If they don't hit something very soon, they're going to be in trouble.
Yep, they need a goal, and then they need a stop at least.
Right, just to keep it going.
Yeah, they need to get 2 stops, but one at a time.
Yeah. I didn't realize how big Martinez, the keeper from Argentina, was.
Yeah, I guess he's
Emilio Martinez, by the way. Meyer's got a goal for the Dutch. He said, Amadeus is waiting.
They need a stop.
They need something. And Martinez is laughing, looking at him, going, "That's okay."
Yeah. Does not look good for the Dutch.
Oh, ye of little faith.
I can see my my futures bet dwindling away.
Ah, well. Here we go.
And I hate
a lot of green on Argentina's side here.
Like Argentina, they score every shot, but Netherlands got to get the first 2 stopped. Like, worst way to start it.
Because he was guessing, and he guessed wrong. My producer asked me, why did he go to the other side, Amadeus? And I suggested that it was because he guessed wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. You got a 50-50 shot. That's why anything can happen in these. I don't know what's going on after this kick.
Well, got it.
Something happened between the keeper and the player.
Yeah.
Like, shoving at each other. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, there is.
Well, what if Argentina scores the next one? It's over.
Yeah, there's some arguing going on at the moment, and there's an Argentine fan who's about ready to burst into tears.
Yep, tempers are high.
Yeah. Well, so at the moment, he's not even on a line. He's basically in the corner. That's a thought. Give him 3/4 of the goal and see if you can take it away from him.
Yep.
We'll
him out. Well, the Netherlands is still alive.
Semifinals. Here we go. This is it. And he missed it. That one, you just flat missed the entire net.
Yeah, I don't know how you manage that.
Practice.
But they're still alive.
Well, yeah, but they need a goal right now.
My God, they're still alive. They need a goal, and then they need a stop. They need to get another stop.
The Dutch are going, we got one more shot, boys and girls.
What is happening?
Here he comes. Got it.
Somebody just got a yellow card.
Yeah.
I don't even know who.
The Netherlands needs to stop.
They do. They need to stop.
It had to be for somebody saying something.
Probably.
I mean, there's no. I mean, there's. It's just the shooter and the keeper. So there's nobody going to be able to touch each other.
No, I know, right? And the ref's right there, so like you can't tell anybody to F off, or he's gonna hear it. Like
this guy's in his first World Cup. Let's see if he can ice it. He did.
Yeah, disappointing. My Netherlands bet dies today, but at least I cashed the double chance. They saved that and was looking a very bleak match from the first half.
They advance, and the Dutch played them well, but
yeah. So if you don't believe in conspiracy theories, you better start believing. Argentina, Portugal. That's your final.
Well, that is definitely conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and then Ronaldo's not even going to play in it, but Portugal's going to win it because Ronaldo took the money from Al Nassr and is now going to be the face of the Middle East. So they're going to give it to Ronaldo. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, obviously. I actually do think Portugal has a decent chance, though, of going all the way, considering, their next match is against Morocco, probably the weakest team left in the bunch. And then, England or France, someone's going to knock the other out. So that's okay. That's one. Obviously, they're going to have to play a strong team to get to the finals, but I think they can. I think Portugal has a decent chance.
Yeah, I don't know. I it's hard for me to go against Mbappe, but it's going to be a heck of a game. Real quick, we'll run through this because we got to get going here. Morocco, Portugal tomorrow, 10 a.m. Thoughts on that game, real quick?
Yeah, I think you're going to try and see Morocco play Portugal the same way Croatia played Brazil today, but they barely got by Spain. They were clinging on to life for that. And I think Portugal has a lot more attacking power. So it's hard for me to see Morocco doing the same thing they did in the last match. But I mean, you never know. Croatia did it today against Brazil, but I'd have to lean towards Portugal on that one.
The late game, the battle of the channel. England, France, like you said, they've only been fighting against each other for 1,000 years in different ways. So we'll have to see how that one works out. Does England have a chance? Yes. Do we think that England's going to beat France? I don't, but they certainly have the chance. But I do think that whoever, I said it earlier, whoever wins this game is likely to be the favorite. Doesn't mean they're going to win, just means that they're going to likely be the favorite going into the semifinals. So there's that, but it'll be interesting to be sure. So you think so you're going to have Portugal versus who?
Well, I guess Argentina, because I don't think Croatia belongs.
They have to go. They have to go through. If Portugal plays tomorrow, so they're going to get the winner of this game.
Yeah.
So who are they going to play?
They're going to play, probably France, I would think.
I wouldn't disagree with you on that one, my friend. Any final thoughts on anything here on the days before? Well, we got a question from the audience, so let's grab that real quick. Foxy's right here. Foxy, what do you got? Great team, gone through Netherlands. They've been so poor throughout the whole tournament. So, well, the at the end of the day, they pulled them to the very end and played them as well as you could play. So we'll see. Foxy and Sweet Lou and Merlin and the whole gang, Myron, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. We shall be back on Monday. I'm Amadeus. Thanks. I hope everything's up in Canada is going well. And we are going to get ready to get out of here. And any final thoughts before we close out the show?
No. It'll be an interesting day tomorrow.
All right. Everybody have a good weekend. See you on Monday, 4 o'clock. Okay? Have a good weekend. Hope your team wins, whoever it may be.